Hey guys, I think I'll make the title of this video simply thank you. I'm a little bit nervous right now, so bear with me. I've been out here putzing around doing a little yard work. You'll see something in a minute. What remains of the pile, and I'm going to babble for a minute because I'm nervous. The Michigan cacti needs to be put back up in place of the Michigan silly stick. The 17-meter scab radiator. Remember guys, it's not a parasitic radiator. Parasitic radiators are not electrically connected. They're coupled electrically. This was connected to the feed point, 17-meter radiator, and it worked so dang good, man. I'm going to mount it to the Michigan cacti and make it a 5-band vertical made out of just wire, you know. This thing, poor thing, man, it's been laying here all winter. I'll just put another recycled piece of crap plastic mounted to the cacti to support the wire. Now, you may say, why do I talk like an idiot? Probably because I am one. Self-realization sometimes comes with a bit of pain. I am nervous. Can you tell? Now, neighbor Jim, the one I creeped on in the other video, I think that's how a young person say it. Why are you creeping on Jim? He gave me that tower because he had his house reshingled last summer. And honestly, man, I'm not a ham anymore. I was going to put it up with a hex beam, but that's not going to happen now, I'm afraid, unless the FCC takes action on my application. It's been 8 months, so I'd kind of have to be less insane to expect it to happen anytime soon, and I don't give a shit. I've got other good fun things I like to do with shortwave and HF radio. Isn't that right, Blitzen? Blitzen. Hi, baby boy. I'm going to say thank you in a minute, and I'm very nervous. So, I want to talk about my my plans to take one careful step at a time. I want to say thank you, man. I had hopes of putting up a loop on ground antenna, and at varying heights. I'd like to try them 6 inches off the ground up to whatever, 4 or 5 feet off the ground, just like I did my end-fed experiments and screwing around. Man, it's hard to believe. At one time, I had an 80-meter end-fed running along the lawn, supported by my green antenna towers that you're looking at, laying on blades of grass, and I made contacts. And there was a time, I don't know if it was when I had my end-fed laying on the deck, or if I had my 2-foot high end-fed. That was my real-world extreme shit hits the fan test. What if you're only in a pup tent? What if you're holed up under a pine tree and all you can do is manage to get a wire a couple feet off the ground over some branches? That was gross. I hocked a loogie and forgot I was recording. Anyway, man. So I had plans of doing that. And then I got a brilliant plan, or so I thought. What if I made 2 of them? My yard runs, this way is north-south. due north-south. What if I had two loops on grounds and phased them with adjustable phasing? What if you could steer the damn thing? I thought that was the most clever idea I've ever heard until I looked at eHam last night and there was somebody posing that question. And I'm like, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? It's preposterous. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Such a thing. I'm around my niece Hannah, the medical student, young woman. Not too much. She's a doctor in the making, man. Quickly becoming one too. Shocking. And she's still got the youth. Still got the youth. Talks like that. And so, you know what, man? I got a box the other day, and before I show you what's in it, man, let me say that I kind of hope this day would never come when I started posting to YouTube, because it would make me feel too weird, even though my channel's a non-monetized channel and I gain nothing other than I get a lot out of it, but personal satisfaction and mental health rejuvenation. And but I didn't know how I'd handle that. So, but then a fellow sent me a nice little lap key for sending CW, and I thought that was cool. And I also knew he needed an SWR meter for some new ham friends of his, so I sent him a Heathkit SWR meter. And one hand washes the other. And you know what, man? I want to show you something. Let me hit the garage door opener just a moment. Check it out, man. You want to see baby boy run away from home? I want to see. Watch this. Usually when I make a video, if you look toward the bottom of the screen, you'll see him bolt. But I'm going to stand here for something happened about a year ago, and it caused me an extreme mental crash. It caused me to almost lose my independence. At the age of 63, come on, man, I'm not 90. I have the use of Kyle's car occasionally if I can get up and out in time, but he doesn't like to he gets called in early occasionally, and I can't turn his car into my car. I'm his old man. He's a 30-year-old man, for Christ's sake, trying to make a buck. Not spend a buck by having to buy a new car when that thing, he paid cash for it, that Prius. My truck, the pinion seal started leaking. I went underneath to assess the job. I put myself through college wrenching on cars. I love wrenching on cars. That's why I bought Jed. It's wrenching on a lightweight scale. And I was shocked at what I saw. This truck is so incredibly rusted out. The bed mounts and other things. The power steering, it needs a new power steering pump, and probably the unit as well. And yeah, it needs, Jesus, new back brakes, new back brake rotors. It needs tires all the way. And you'd be looking at $2,500, $3,000 to fix that thing up properly. It needs front end suspension parts. Not worth it. I'm too old to do that shit. Which left me stranded. And then the FCC, for whatever reason, they just aren't taking action on my ham license. That happened about 7 months ago, and I'm about ready to give up, man. Especially with the ham radio thing. Now let's go back outside. Hang on. Okay. And Then Uncle Joe's economy hit. The cost of everything freaking skyrocketed. And dang, just when I was thinking of buying myself a brand new or slightly used, gently used 1 or 2 year old truck, the economy went to hell, and now I can't afford it again. I can't afford anything. Remember, guys, I'm retired. I live on a fixed income with no additional sources of income. I don't have a pension plan or anything. One moment. I pause you. I love listening to HF radio. I do not need an amateur radio ticket to do quality antenna testing for fun. And yeah, for fun. So, after all, loop-on grounds are for receiving only, aren't they? Ham ticket would be of no use to me. It'll all be comparative testing done on S-meter, right? Hams of yore would have a step attenuator in their somewhere in the receiver chain, so they could start doing 1 dB incremental step attenuation for comparative testing. I'm nervous as shit, man. I will not say who you are. You know who you are. You kind of gave it up, though. Yourself. You gave it up yourself, but I'm not even going to say how or where. I looked at the box and it's from a hardware store. What'd I buy? What the hell? I'm thinking, did somebody hack my Amazon account? I looked in the box and saw SMA connectors. It's like, what? It's like, what? I realized it's a vector network analyzer. Oh my God. Look what else, man. I'm kind of changing into my YouTuber recording persona, and I don't want to do that because I'm nervous. I pause you. I spit. 2 toroids. Oh, believe me, kind sir, I knew exactly what they were as soon as I saw them. And I don't mean toroids. I knew that they were FT140-. The question was 43 mix or 60 whatever mixed. Yeah, no. There's a... Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny, guys? How the antenna experiment plans that I had planned for this summer aren't affected by the SEC. Isn't it funny? I now have everything I need. Shy boy, to do my testing. I have an MFJ 259C, I think it is, manually tuned antenna analyzer, and those are great for doing things like, here man, let's take a walk. I bring you. That just doesn't have the same ring as I pause you. So, the former home of the Michigan cacti, currently occupied by a good friend that's also leaning to the right. I hate to take it down. The silly ass thing works great on 10 and 27 megahertz, 10 meters, 11 meters. Lucy, Lucy, never to be. I don't have a ticket anymore, you see. It breaks my heart. I had plans for Lucy and Robbie, Echo India 2, India, Papa. We'll see. Maybe someday. Anyway, I'm babbling. This is Blozo's antenna farm. This is the range. Oh, back to my babble. I've got an MFJ 259C manually tuned antenna analyzer, and it's great for doing things like you cut a vertical for quarter wave vertical for 10 meters. You're going to be pretty darn close. Probably be able to use your transmitter to tune it. But for doing things like what I want to do, yeah, I know. Don't you love it when people say that? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I need to do my thing and sweep the band. I'll be doing 1,000,000 sweeps. Thanks, man. I'm really nervous. And it's easy. Hang on. I'll let you look at Blitzy while I hock a loogie. It's a disgusting habit, but I'm being honest. I'm going to pause you just to breathe. Hang on. Got a lot of work to do, and it's time to get to it. I've been working on Jed the last 2 days and doing nothing out here. I think a lot of times people deflect, especially in a channel like mine when I'm talking to you and you don't get to talk back until I post it. Then that's your turn, and then we can start a dialogue. But in normal conversation, people tend to deflect. Sometimes, guys, I think it's important to not do that. And the temptation is great here at the town dump, because it's a landfill. And I'm silly, man. Even when I'm serious, I'm silly. I don't think I'll ever make a serious video that's presented to you like an in-service I used to give my coworkers in work. If you heard me, if you stepped into a room that I was giving an in-service, you wouldn't recognize me, man. You wouldn't. Probably wouldn't even recognize my voice. A different Chuck does that type of thing. That was, anyway, man, I'm babbling again, see? But I think we oftentimes deflect, and when what we should do is just say, man, that was very, very kind of you. I get it. Because it makes me emotional. I could cry right now if I wanted to. Feel like it. Thank you very, very, very much. That is something I would have never owned. Nope, would have never owned one. That was incredibly generous of you and kind of you. And you know who you are. If there's anything I can do for you to pay you back, anything at all, man, let me know. Just shoot me an email or post it in a comment. The only problem there is I'm bad about replying to comments, and this is probably the busiest time of year for me. And then YouTube's a disaster when it comes to comment handling. If you don't get to them right away, they can get lost. So, from the unkempt garden on either side of Piccadilly Lane, I wish you 73. I wish you a great day and an even greater summer. I'll never forget that act of kindness and generosity. And I'll be sharing the same acts of kindness and generosity with others. Thank you. 73 now. Bye, guys.